Hi everybody, welcome back to Just a Girl and Her Knitting. My name is Heather and you can find me on the internet, on Instagram, Ravelry, all the things, and I will post my username down below. I thought I'd stop in, check in, whatever we want to call it. Today is December 15th. I thought we could go over where I'm at on my advent socks that I'm working on, and then a couple of whips that I have so far. Was literally in the middle of a row, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it before we talk about it. I am in Spokane Valley, Washington. It is warm here today. It's like 50 degrees, but super duper windy. It's a weird winter for us. Usually it's a lot colder. It feels like fall. But I guess I have like maybe 10 stitches left, so we'll just sit and knit for a minute. I usually talk and knit, but I don't know. Like, I can talk to people and knit, but I don't know why this is so hard for me. One more guys, one more. Perfect, I finished it, finished the row. Alrighty, so advent socks, as we've been talking about them for the last few weeks. I have my Woolens and Nosh advent socks completely finished. There's a pair for me and a pair for my husband, which I can show you my pair. The yarns were cranked on my circular sock knitting machine. I have an Erlbacher Gerhardt Speedster. I used the 64 stitch cylinder to crank my Woolens and Nosh. And then I cranked the leftover for my husband, so he'll get a pair too. So I bought the contrast. It came with a brown. Okay, I was counting. So it came with brown, and then there's a brown stripe in between. Each day you knit one stripe. And it starts with the brown, and you do the stripe, and then there's a stripe of brown in between, and that's where you're supposed to stop. I know I don't have the time to knit. I probably could. I don't know that I have the time to knit a full pair of advent socks, one or two stripes a day. Both socks, because I would like to have them done for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We're shooting for that. Well, I'll show you the bag it came in. So this is the Woolens and Nosh Advent bag, and all the colors are based on this picture. It's themed around the Pacific Northwest, which where I live. So it's super cool. I love this bag so much. I have two because I got the DK weight and the fingering weight, and the baby has decided that she wants her own bag because she's into carrying things. She's learning to walk, and she carries everything with her. So she has her own Woolens and Nosh bag that she carries around. So here is day 1 through 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I have two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 1 through 15. I do have my heel in. My heel goes in between the 12 stripes. So 1 through 12, then I cut in my heel. I do an afterthought heel. I use Kirby Werby's cut in afterthought heel. It's a really good tutorial. I also loosely based it on, there was a pattern out there called Afterthought Everything Socks. I purchased the pattern, and I have since modeled all of my socks that I crank. After that, basically, I know I've talked about this every time, and every time I screw it up. The premise of the Afterthought Everything Socks is you just knit a long tube. Then you add your cuff and your toe, cut it in half, or cuff, cut it in half, toe, heels. And then you just take measurements, and then you figure out, and that's how you decide where to put your heel and your foot. And you can get those measurements on Google. I have a little, what do I have? I have a little ruler type, a little guide that I got from Knit Picks years ago. And it tells me infants, women, infants and children, women and men's socks. And I've used the example, my husband wears a size 14, so his foot length is approximately 12 inches. I usually do about 11 and a half. I subtract 4, so 2 inches for the heel, 2 inches for the toe, which would give me 8, 9, 10. Nope, I can't math this. I think I'm getting a cold because my brain is complete mush. Or it could be the holiday season and everything that's going along with that. 11.5 minus 4. I'm using the calculator for this. This is 100% that meme going around that don't want my husband to look at my phone because I'm using it for stupid, very, very stupid subtraction. So 7.5. So before we put in a heel and a toe, the length of the yarn would be 7.5. You add 2 inches for your toe, it's 9.5. So I measure from the toe 9.5 inches, and that's where I put in his heel. And then it fits. I'll do about 5 rounds of plain color knitting to get just a little bit more, but anyways, here's his socks. So same thing, I have the brown contrast, did a 2x2 ribbing on his. These are a DK weight, a high twist DK, and then his are, I'll just hold up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, his went in at exactly 12 as well. So 12, 13, 14, 15. And then there's the 15th color right there. Oh, I'm trying not to show the other colors. And then his heel is the same thing. I cut in his heel. I don't know if you can see that without seeing all the other colors. His cut in right in between the 12 stitches as well, and I added 5 rows. It's hard to see on the dark colors, but that's 1 through 15. And then I'm currently working on my Cozy Knitter socks, which I'm in the middle of binding off. Oh, I guess I should say his heels, toes, and cuffs were knit on a US size 3 needle. And then my heel, toes, and cuffs were knit on a US size 1. 2.25. And the size 3 is a 3.25. And these, I used my Chalgu for his DK weight, and I'm using my Hiya sharps. Are these sharps or are these just Highs? They might be sharps. And they're 2.25 for my Cozy Knitter. So like I said, I'm right in the middle of binding off. I just have a few more stitches, but we can do these. So 15 stripes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 1 through 15. And these were also cranked on my circular sock knitting machine, the 64 cylinder. Went ahead and cranked it up with my, I cranked all of my Advent socks, and I've just been slowly working through them. Here's the contrast I'm using. It's a sparkle. I have the tag because I decided to last minute order a second Advent skein. And I only order, so for myself and my husband, we only use, what was that gonna focus? There we go. It's an 84/16, so 84% superwash, merino and 16% stellina. So I can get 2 pairs of socks out of 1 Advent skein. So I ordered the original one, and then I went back and ordered the second one for our friends. And then here is his contrast in the Advent. It is a 80%. Let's see if it will focus. 80%. No, come on, focus, you can do it. It's an 80-20, so 80% superwash wool, 20% nylon. So I'm gonna keep working on those, try to get those accomplished, get those finished in time for Christmas. And the next thing I'm working on is another dishcloth. Not anything special. It's just a back and forth single crochet Knit Picks dishie in the jalapeno colorway. I only have a handful of these left. Once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know that I'm going to order any more dishie. I don't know that I'm going to order any more yarn for a while. But we'll see. Technically, I bought some yarn because my daughter asked for she wants to learn how to crochet, and she's 22. She wants to learn how to crochet, and she wants to make little stuffies. I can never say the word, starts with an A, but so we got her some stuff for that. So we'll see how that goes. I might show some if she gets them done. But so I've been working on my whips, projects that were in my whips video, and I've been focusing on only one project, and it was going great. I was doing great, and I'll put in a picture of how far I got. It's kind of dark because I took it upstairs when it was dark. But then I decided to rip it out, all the work I've done. So living in my no problema bag that my old coworker got me, she's still a friend, but we don't work together anymore, is my radio lover. My radio lover shawl. Hand spun. So and I know I said it was garter stitch. Maybe I corrected myself. It is moss stitch. But so I had gotten to essentially here. I was getting ready to put in this stripe right here on this side, and I was almost out of the white, and I can't get any more white because that's hand spun, and I bought it years ago when I first went to Cabin Fever Spinning. It's a Shetland from a shepherdess in my hometown. Spun it up, can't get any more. I only had about 10 grams left, and I had all of this still to go. So I decided to rip it out, and instead of doing it in white, I reversed, and I'm doing the colored stripes. So this stripe right here is this right here, and I'm using the white to mimic the stripes. So right now I'm working on this color. I dropped it in my hand spun. So I'm doing 3 rows of this color, and then I'll do another stripe of white, and I'll do 3 in this green color, and then white, and then so forth. Hopefully I'll make it through the end. I might still run out, and that's just a risk I'm gonna have to deal with, I guess, or deal with at the end, because this is all I have of the purple. I'm done with the purple. I have no more. I found some others when I was organizing stuff yesterday, so I can always throw those in. But so we ripped out, or I ripped out that much. I can't hold it, it's hard. Quite a bit. So, needless to say, back to where I was. But I think this will use up as much yarn as possible because I want to try to get it all used up. So with that being said, I'll work on this tonight after work. So I get about 30 minutes-ish after dinner and before bath time that I get to work on it. And so I'm going to continue working on it and seeing how far I can get on it. And then once this one is done, I will then pick another project out of my WIP pile and work on it. I think something I might do, I've been contemplating, thinking about. So I always try to have socks. It's cold today. I know it said it's warm outside, but it's cold inside today. I always try to have socks on needles. And so I think I might keep one of my sock whips going and then one big project for after work. So I get off at 3:30. I usually get a little bit of time in after that to work on some projects before my husband gets home and we start dinner. So, I mean, I think that's what I'll do because I work on projects during my lunch break and meetings at work. So keeping socks on the needles are a good project for during the day, and then at night I'll continue to work on the big projects. Just have to decide once this one's done what's going to be my big project I'm gonna work on. Maybe I make a little wheel. What are those called? Decision wheels. Spin the wheel for the next project. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. But those are I can't show the finished socks because they are in the mail, but I did take pictures. I can't show you those because I don't want to ruin the Advent surprise. But they're in the mail and on their way to Wyoming. And then I'm working on these ones. I hope this week I'll have these done and then I can work on my husband's. And then they'll be ready for Christmas Day. And then I think that's all the knitting I have, all that I have left to talk about. All right, guys, thank you. I'll see you hopefully again next Monday. Bye.